Hello everyone. Rob, could you please start up with the introduction?
โอเคสวัสดีครับน้องๆนะครับเดี๋ยววันนี้เราจะมาฟังในส่วนของข้อมูลมหาวิทยาลัยซัสเซ็กซ์นะครับซึ่งเดี๋ยวเจ้าหน้าที่เนี่ยเขาจะเป็นผู้บรรยายแต่ว่าจะเป็นในส่วนของภาษาอังกฤษเนาะซึ่งตัวเนี้ยเจ้าหน้าที่เขาจะบรรยายเกี่ยวกับภาพรวมของมหาวิทยาลัยก่อนและเดี๋ยวว่าถ้าเกิดน้องๆคนไหนมีคำถามหรือว่ามีข้อสงสัยเดี๋ยวรอให้ทางเจ้าหน้าที่เขาบรรยายเรียบร้อยก่อนนะครับและเดี๋ยวให้เราจดคำถามเอาไว้แล้วเดี๋ยวท้ายเซสชันเนี่ยจะมีตัว Q&A ซึ่งเดี๋ยวเราค่อยตอบคำถามหรือว่ามีคำถามอะไรสามารถถามเจ้าหน้าที่ที่ชื่อเจ้าหน้าที่เคที่ได้เลยเนาะโอเค Katie, are you ready to begin the class?
I am, yes. Thanks, York, for the introduction.
Thank you. I'll leave you with the student.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you, York, again for that warm introduction. I appreciate that. Today, I'm really excited to be talking about the University of Sussex online distance learning courses, and specifically today about the details for the International Marketing MSc. But before we get started, I would like to give just a little bit of introduction about myself. My name is Kathy Burton, and I am a Regional Development Manager partnering with the University of Sussex for their online courses. I'm currently based here in Singapore to support the Asian region, so I'm not too far away from you there in Thailand. I have been in Asia for over 10 years, I guess now close to 12. I previously lived in Hong Kong and have worked extensively in the region supporting higher education. For these 12 years, I have worked with universities supporting admissions processes, specifically for online master's degrees. So it's been very niche, and I have assisted and helped hundreds of students with their applications for a variety of master's degrees. And I myself also completed an online master's degree. So I really do understand the value and the quality of the online learning experience. And just the learning experience in general, which I really do find to be invaluable. Needless to say, I do have a passion for education and that lifelong learning. So hopefully today I'll be able to help address some of your learning and development needs. Okay, so today just a little bit more about what we're going to cover. Let me just pull these up. So first off, we're going to go through why the University of Sussex, some of those highlights, some of the high rankings and why it's a prestigious university. Then we'll go through the course structure and the fees for online learning, which will be really helpful, I think, for you to understand how the program is going to work. Then we'll go into a bit of a deep dive about the international marketing course specifically. So you'll know exactly what you'll be learning in the program. And then we'll talk about the online learning experience. So online learning can mean different things to different people. So I'll talk to you about the online learning experience specifically with the University of Sussex because it is a very strong and positive experience and it was designed very well. Then we'll go into detail about the student success team and support you will get there as a student in the program. And then very importantly, upcoming application dates as well as the application process. So I know those can change based on where you're applying. So I'll go through those details. And then if we could just save Q&A towards the end, but if you want to pop them in the chat, that would also be fine too. And we can get to those towards the end of the discussion today. Okay. So to start off with and to kick it off with, why choose the University of Sussex for international marketing, which is the program we're going to talk about today. So the University of Sussex is a top-ranking university and it has several accolades, which you can see here. There are almost too many to put on the page, so it really is quite a well-known university. The first one that we have listed here is that the course is accredited by the Chartered Institute of Marketing, or CIM. This really does show that the course is offering a heavyweight marketing master's for students who are looking to get ahead in the global marketing sector. It's an official stamp of approval confirming the quality of this degree delivered online. Secondly, the University of Sussex is ranked top 50 in the world based off QS Masters in Marketing ranking 2021. We are top 20 in the UK for marketing specifically by the Complete University Guide, top 10 in the UK for business and economics by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings, and then EQUIS and AMBA accredited. So EQUIS and AMBA are trusted accreditations for business schools globally. So it's great that both of those are there. And finally, Sussex has a silver award in the UK-wide Teaching Excellence Framework. So even though the course is delivered online, you are going to have full support from the academic team and the teachers who really do care about your success. There are small class sizes, so you will get to engage with the faculty through the program. So I would say all in all, it's a really highly regarded university, very well known, and this course is really great for marketing for those who are pursuing that as their profession later on in life. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the online program offerings that Sussex has overall. So before we go specifically into the marketing program, so there are 6 master's degrees in total offered by the University of Sussex, just so you have an idea of what's there. But to start off with international marketing, some of the enrollment numbers, we have had over 200 students join onto the online international marketing course since it launched in January 2019. And these students have come from over 60 countries, which means it really is a global program. So you're going to be learning from individuals from all over the world, which is fantastic. Now, 15% of the students who have joined the online program are from Asia, and about 15% of those from Asia are from Thailand. So there would be students from Thailand on the program with you, or perhaps alumni that you can interact with and get to know as well. Some of the companies where students have come from have included, airlines like Singapore Airlines, financial institutes like banks, or companies like American Express, oil and gas companies like Shell, multilaterals like the United Nations, as well as pharmaceutical companies like Bayer, or even government ministries. So there is a pretty broad mix of students on the course, because as we all know, international marketing is applicable to many organizations, but this is also reflected in the students who are enrolled into the program too. Another course just to highlight that's really up and coming is sustainable development. This was actually the first online MSc launched by the University of Sussex in 2018. And as we all know, sustainable development is something that is a hot topic around the world. There's also energy policy, which is a sister program to sustainable development, but it is very focused in the energy sector. There's also corruption and governance, media ethics and social change, as well as global supply chain management. So although these may not be of interest for you, just wanted to give an idea of what else is out there in the online world, and to show that it's, a select programs. The university chooses programs that they know and are confident will be delivered very well in the online space, so that you do have a really great experience overall. Okay, so now just to deep dive specifically into international marketing. Okay. So the International Marketing MSc enables students to develop a range of core skills to become well-rounded marketers and really progress within the sector. So upon completing this course, the aim is for graduates to have, first off, a very strong knowledge and understanding of international marketing. Students are going to be working through key theories and concepts with a global perspective. Again, students are coming from all over the world with a variety of backgrounds, so it really is a global. Students are also going to gain digital expertise and have a deep understanding of digital marketing and how it's changed the way we market and engage with consumers. It's also going to look at opportunities and challenges for marketing of the digital world. We're all in the digital world. We just know how important digital marketing is. So this is going to be one of those key components. Next, it's going to look at how to understand and to develop marketing strategies. So developing the key tools to perform strategic analysis, market and customer research, and insights to better inform current and future marketing activity. So this strategic analysis is something that's going to be quite critical. And then really looking in analytical skills, which is how the course is really differentiated from many other universities, because students are going to gain those tools necessary to analyze and interpret data within the market, within the context of marketing related questions. So unlike, a more generic business course, this course is really going to hone in and focus on analytical skills for marketing specific questions. Which kind of ties into the specialist skills. Students will be working on research and consultancy-based projects and examining the latest digital channels and concepts that are going to be used to market to emerging technologies. So the research and case studies that are being used are the most up-to-date that are coming out of the university. So you'll be able to get those specialist skills from this. And then, the last 2 points, critical thinking, I think examining the tools and models of international marketing are going to give students a strategic viewpoint on different businesses as well as not-for-profit organizations. And it is going to have students think outside of the box, which is quite great. And then it is wonderful for enhanced long-term employability. Students develop lifelong learning and professional development skills, which equip students for senior positions and key challenges that they may face as managers. And I think, most of us are seeing even now a lot of the work that we're doing is even within the workplace or within other types of schoolwork. A lot of it is delivered online. So if you are working with colleagues in a virtual setting around the world, this is going to help develop those skills as well. It really is a well-rounded course for students with many learning aims and outcomes. Okay, so now looking at the course structure and the fee, this will help give you an idea of what it looks like and how it physically is going to happen if you do enroll into the program. So just keep in mind the course structure is the same for all of the online courses. There is a very similar outlook for that. But this course runs in something called a carousel model. So think of like a carousel that has the horses going round and round. So I'm going to demonstrate visually that on the next slide as well. But this master's degree is going to be broken down into a total of 12 modules. So based on when those modules are offered, students are only allowed to take one module at a time. So no more than one module can be taken. And that means that a student can complete the master's degree in a minimum of 2 years, which is the quickest you can complete the degree, or a maximum of 4 years. So although you can't speed the course up to complete it any quicker, there is the option to slow it down if you need. I've had students who have done this because it was a great time. They've started the course, they wanted to cover a few modules, but then they had a life commitment come up where they weren't able to fully commit. So they took a bit of a break and then they joined again later when the module was ready for them to take. So it really did help fit around their life, which is providing a lot of flexibility. Now, this is master's level coursework, so it is recommended that students will spend on average 20 hours per week completing all of the various activities. So this 20 hours per week is going to be throughout each of those modules, but it can be done in your own time. So say, you're an early bird and you like to wake up early, and you can work on the assignments and activities early in the morning or late at night or on the weekends, whatever is best for you. But there will be weekly deadlines on assignments that you'll have to be completed. So you'll need to stay on track that way. There will be live webinars that you can attend with faculty members. These are going to be optional. They are recorded so that if you can't make them, you can watch them at a later time, but it is highly encouraged that you join the webinar so you can engage with your faculty and your classmates. We don't know specific timings in advance, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what, the next intake when those live classes are, because it depends on the academic schedule and where students are located. But with the UK time zone and Thailand, typically the hours work out okay, and most students are actually able to join in their evening times here after they've finished work. Now, please keep in mind that each module is 7 weeks long. And then there's a week or two break in between each module. So that means that 20 hours per week that you're going to have to commit, it will need to be for that whole 7-week period. And then you'll have a bit of a break and you'll have a couple weeks off before you join the next module. And then finally, one of the good benefits of this structure is that means the course fees can also be paid on a module by module basis. So you're going to be paying as you learn. However, you can also pay the full fee at the start if you'd like. That total tuition fee for the whole master's degree is £11,750. Now, the first modules 1 through 11 are £980 each. And then the final module is £970. So basically, you'll be making a payment every other month, unless you decided to take a break, and then you wouldn't need to pay until you actually registered for a module. Now, to put this visually so you can see exactly what it looks like, I'll just go through it a bit. Okay. So this is how the course structure looks like a bit visually. And as you see, the modules are broken down into foundations, debates, and context. So those are the different carousels. So whenever you join the course, you're going to need to start with the foundation level modules that are on the left. So depending on which intake you join, you could be on a different module, but it will need to be a foundation level module. And you're going to need to complete all 4 of these foundation level modules before going on to the debates module. Now, the foundation modules that you're going to cover, you can see here, they're going to be global marketing management, global business environment, marketing research, and global consumer behavior. So as you can see, these 4 modules are really going to give you a very solid foundation of marketing principles before you can progress onwards. And then once you complete those 4, you can then move on to the debates carousel. So the debates carousel is going to cover marketing analytics and metrics, international business and market strategy, business analysis tools and managing consultancy projects, and marketing ethics. So as you can see, or you may guess, there are 2 general business courses in this set, and then 2 specialized marketing modules. And then the final set of modules that you'll take are the context carousel. So these are going to cover international branding and communication strategy, and then as well as digital marketing. But you'll see this one looks a little bit different. The way the final carousel looks. That's because you're going to work on an analysis consultancy project. So this is a unique 30-credit module that's going to help you improve consultancy skills and enable you to provide practical advice that works for clients that you may be working with in a marketing setting. So it's really going to draw heavily from the consultancy approach of leading consultancy firms. And the module does adopt a generalist stance to consulting, but it will cover 2 themes. The first theme that it's going to cover is consultancy content. So you're going to look at various problem identification using diagnostic tools and techniques, and problem-solving approaches using the industry best practices. Particularly, it's going to help you develop key business process and data analytics skills that are crucial in business today. And then the second theme is going to be consultancy form. So it's going to discuss the key best practices for succeeding in consultancy projects, including planning and implementing consultancy projects, managing client expectations, and managing a client-oriented attitude, really by respecting the client's time and resource constraints in an international context. So it's very comprehensive and will give you tangible skills that you can start using right away. So that's the content of the program and what you'll be learning and discussing throughout the program. But within each, to kind of show you a little bit how you'll be interacting with academics and your classmates, within each of these individual modules, you're going to be in a class with about 20 students and one academic. So the class sizes do stay quite small in size, and it's a really great way for you to learn from your classmates and the academic team from all over the world with peer-to-peer activities, virtual webinars, office hours with the academic team, and that great way to network internationally. So it's quite fun. And when I did my online master's degree, I really found that people wanted to connect in the virtual space. So I've actually become quite close friends with some of my classmates, even though I took it like 5-6 years ago. We do still connect professionally as well as personally. So when you're taking those modules that we just discussed, these are some of the main learning activities that are going to happen. They have been carefully selected to inform and educate you on key issues within the contemporary practice, and really prepare you to meet the challenges professionally after graduation. The aim is that you're able to take what you're learning from the course directly into the workplace. So some of these activities are going to include assigned readings, which are all accessible via the online platform. As discussed before, there are going to be live webinars with live classroom style discussions supervised by an experienced academic. There are 3 live sessions per module. And again, they are recorded if you can't attend. There's a traditional online discussion forum that you'll be using, similar to like a LinkedIn type of thing. There'll also be video content, which will include interviews with experts on subject matters and also briefings for your individual and group tasks and assignments. There'll be interactive exercises like multiple choice and short answers to test your comprehension, as well as reflective journals that you'll need to be working on throughout as a learner. And so there are going to be set activities and assignments that you'll need to be completing each week so that you progress throughout the program. Now, these are the main activities that you're going to be taking, but how are you going to be graded? So that works a little bit differently. The various learning assessments are really carried out on a modular basis. So they do vary module to module. But do keep in mind, there are no traditional exams or requirements to be present on campus for any purpose of assessment. Students are going to have smaller but more regular activities, which is a really great way to maintain comprehension and check what you're learning immediately. And again, there's no traditional exams. There isn't a dissertation, but as you saw before, you are going to be working on that consultancy-based project, which does take the place of that dissertation, and it is going to be specific for international marketing, which is quite good. Okay, now the online learning experience, which is going to be a very positive one and very well thought out. So the course is designed to be delivered so that students have a high level of interaction and engagement through the online portal. Now, most of the students who do this are really pleased with this level of quality when joining, because I think everyone has a different understanding of what is online learning. Now, I think one of the best things, and for me when I was doing my online master's, is the benefit of online learning is that level of flexibility. You do have 24/7 access to the content and can complete the assignments at a time that really does suit your busy life. And as travel is resuming, you can complete this from anywhere in the world without having to actually commute to a physical campus. We do have many students take this course from the UK who are living there near Brighton, and they choose to do the program online so they can do it from their home and not have to commute. And I've also had students who've started the course in Thailand and then had to move to another country, and they were able to do so without any disruption. You're also going to be assigned a student success advisor, which I'll touch on next. You'll have direct engagement with faculty, course leaders, and peer-to-peer learning throughout as a student body. And it's a really, really positive online learning experience. Okay, moving on to the student success team, which is an amazing part of what you'll be able to have help with. So the student success team is going to be able to help you with a few things. So in addition to that academic support from that module leader that you're going to be getting, each student is also assisted by the student success team. You can almost think of them as personal coaches. So once you're enrolled onto the program, you're going to have a one-to-one online welcome call where they're going to help you get set up. They'll help you navigate the online study platform called Canvas and really connect you to the wider university support like career services, well-being teams, etc. They'll help make sure you register for classes so you don't forget and stay on track. They'll help you with your work commitments, personal commitments, and really importantly, they'll help you put together a study planner to make sure you have enough time to complete the assignments each week, which is really quite good. And then many students do appreciate this. If you do have to take a break in the program, which does happen where students spread the program out, they'll talk to you about your options. And again, they're going to be like a support coach. So they'll chat to you if you need any advice. Just a really great additional person to get in touch with when you're doing the program. And then this is going to be incredibly important. Many people talk about this and have questions about networking and alumni opportunities. I think sometimes people join master's degrees because they want to network. And in the online world, similar things do exist and they're very strong. So within Sussex specifically, there's a very strong alumni community called the Sussex Alumni Network. You can book onto events, contact fellow alumni, and you can even have access to JSTOR, which is the online library of academic journals, which is great that you have access to that. So the alumni network is spread over 160 countries, and there are active groups around the world. Even there in Thailand, there are active alumni. Alumni events take place throughout the year that are even happening virtually and now, which is one of the benefits of things now really moving online. Students and alumni are also invited to attend the Sussex lectures, where there's a timetable of public lectures which take place throughout the year, delivered by Sussex academics and invited guests. So there are a lot of different activities that can be joined. And then finally, and most importantly, there is the Careers and Employability Center. So Sussex does provide students with one-to-one career support and guidance throughout their time studying at the university. And students will have this support up to 3 years after graduating. So it's not just over once you've graduated from the program, you'll have support for up to 3 years, which is a very significant amount of time. Okay, so now how do we get onto the program? So the first thing and what we have is what we call standard entry. So I'm going to go into the details of what you need if you're a standard applicant. But what a standard applicant is and standard entry, it's when you have a bachelor's degree with a lower second class honors, a 2-2, or the international equivalent, depending on where you got your degree. Now, any subject is accepted for this program. So as long as you have that grade minimum, faculty believe you have that academic rigor to be successful on this course. If you don't have that grade from your bachelor's degree, or you don't have a bachelor's degree, There's also a non-standard entry route, and I'll go into detail about that, but we do welcome applications from those with other qualifications or experience. And then students may need to provide English language proficiency as well, and I can go through the scores that we're going to look at, as well as some exemptions from that too. So, if you happen to fall into the standard entry and you have that 2-2, these are the documents that you're going to need to apply. It's a very, very straightforward process. You'll need a copy of those transcripts or that certificate confirming the final grade of that 2-2. You'll need an updated CV, a personal statement, contact details of the academic or professional reference. There's actually no letter that's required. It is recommended, but if you just include the name and email address of a contact, that's okay. And it can be academic or professional. And then if you need to show English language confirmation, it needs to be valid for 2 years. And we do accept the PTE academic, the IELTS, and the TOEFL with these scores listed here. However, students can be exempt from this English language requirement if you completed your undergraduate degree fully in English, or if you use English in the workplace. So if you use English in the workplace, then you'll need a letter from your employer confirming your English proficiency. So if you're a standard applicant and you upload all of these documents, you can receive an admissions decision within 5 working days. However, we always recommend submitting your application as soon as you're ready, so you can have that admissions decision and be ready for the next steps and decisions. But it only takes 5 days to get the decision. Now, if you are a non-standard applicant, it can take several weeks actually to have your application reviewed. So if you don't have that 2-2, or you don't even have a bachelor's degree, you can still apply. You'll need to include all of those above documents that are listed for the standard applicant, but you're really going to need to highlight everything through the CV that you have done for your work experience, so that faculty can really go through that. And you're also going to need to include a letter of recommendation. So you will need to have that person confirming either professional or academic. And sometimes additional documents will be required for you to submit as well. So if you're a non-standard applicant, submit your application as soon as possible. You don't really get rejected right away, but people will ask, you'll get asked for more documents to show, what you need to include to strengthen that application. Now, if you are working, we do have students on the program who get funded by their employer. So this is definitely something to consider if you are working in a full-time job and you'd like to ask for funding. So we do have 3 different things that we would recommend. The first one is to do your research. So do some research, look at the course again, look at how it really aligns with the organization, and put together how does this course benefit your organization so that you're ready to speak with your manager or whoever that decision maker is. Next is to have that plan. So how are you going to communicate and influence that internally? It needs to be something taken quite seriously. So you need to set aside some time and set up a meeting with the person that you're looking for to influence and to communicate that. So make sure it's a very structured plan that you have ready. And then finally, last but not least, talk to the decision maker. Schedule that formal meeting, be assertive in your delivery and prepare for any potential responses. And we've had it work, and many students do come funded onto the program. And then finally, what we have are the upcoming application dates that are approaching quickly towards the end of the year. So then the last intake that we have of the year is October 2022. So the application deadline is on October the 10th, which is plenty of time. So, if you wanted to go ahead and start working on an application after this webinar, you totally can. And you can submit it as soon as you want. You don't need to wait. We don't recommend you wait. We recommend you submit as soon as you can. But that application deadline is October 10th, with the payment deadline on October 17th. And then the course starts on October 31st. Now, unlike traditional on-campus programs, one of the benefits of online is there are several intakes per year. There are 6, in fact. So for 2023, looking ahead, there is a January, March, May, July, September, and October intake. So say, for example, you applied for this October 2022, and then, next month you change your mind, you can always move it to a later intake. That's something that's possible for you. So there's just many different times that you can pick out the date that you want to work towards. Okay, and then some of the key takeaways, last slide that we're going to discuss today is, first off, there are 6 programs currently online with the University of Sussex listed here. They all follow the same structure. There are 12 modules. You take one module at a time. The quickest you can complete the degree is 2 years, or you can spread it out to a maximum of 4 years. It's 100% online. It's very flexible with learning schedules and payment structures. All students receive a dedicated student advising team throughout their student life. The next application deadlines are October 10th for the October 2022 intake. And then if you'd like to speak with your counselor, here's the link for you to start your application and definitely do ask those questions. We definitely recommend it. And I think that is it. So thank you very much for joining. I'm happy to take any questions that people have.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for such a knowledgeable presentation. York, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah, could you please start up with the Q&A session?
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
น้องๆคนไหนมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมจากที่เจ้าหน้าที่เขาได้บรรยายไปไหมครับ ถ้าเกิดว่าน้องๆมีคำถามสามารถเปิดไมค์ถามได้เลยหรือว่าเราจะพิมพ์เป็นข้อความในแชทบ็อกซ์มาก็ได้นะครับ มีไหมเอ่ย Kathy, one question. Do you accept for the Duolingo?
That's a great question. So the university was accepting that during the period of COVID, but I need to double check if they're still accepting that right now. The main ones that are accepted are the PTE Academic, the TOEFL, and the IELTS. But I can get back to you on Duolingo, but I do know that it was accepted for a period of time.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
น้องๆมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมครับ น้องๆสามารถเปิดไมค์ถามได้เลยนะหรือว่าพิมพ์มาในแชทบ็อกซ์ก็ได้ครับเดี๋ยวพี่ถามเจ้าหน้าที่เขาให้นะ
As the questions come in, I mean, I have some regularly or frequently asked questions before you give one. I know one is, does it say online on my diploma or certificate? And so the program is delivered online, but the certificate and diploma don't say online anywhere. It is the same program as an on-campus course. So you're getting the same qualification as any student who would attend the physical campus. And that being said, you can also attend graduation at the end of the program too. So that's quite a benefit. You can go to Brighton, meet your faculty members and your classmates and walk on at graduation, which is really quite fun for people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. น้องๆมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมครับ พิมพ์มาในแชทบ็อกซ์ก็ได้นะเดี๋ยวพี่ถามเจ้าหน้าที่เขาให้นะครับ um Kathy, one question. Any benefit to paying tuition over monthly installments?
So the benefit of paying on a month by month, I think it gives you that flexibility so that you don't have to pay the full fees altogether. I think that does make it more affordable for many students, so that they only have to worry about that one payment at that time. And then if you were to take a break in the program, say you did the foundation modules, those first 4, and then took a pause, you wouldn't need to pay until you enrolled onto the course again. So that does help, with that flexibility of payment going towards the program.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And any scholarship?
That's a great question. I know. At the moment, we don't have any scholarships for the program. We do really encourage students to talk to their employer for funding if they are working, but at the moment, there aren't any.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted as soon as that changes.
Okay. One more question. Okay. For the online course, did you accept for the TOEIC?
Except the what?
TOEIC.
The TOEIC. I don't think so. Is that for the language?
Yes.
Not that I'm familiar with.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I can answer for the student.
Perfect. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
สำหรับน้องที่ถามเข้ามาเนาะว่าสำหรับเรียนออนไลน์เนี่ยจำเป็นต้องใช้TOEIC หรือ TOEFL ไหมจริงๆเนี่ยในส่วนของตัวออนไลน์นะครับจะออนไลน์หรือ on campus เองก็ตามเนี่ย TOEIC เนี่ยจะไม่สามารถใช้ได้เพราะว่า TOEIC มันรู้สึกมันจะสอบแค่ไม่กี่พาร์ทนะครับแต่ว่าการไปเรียนที่เป็นภาษาอังกฤษมันต้องใช้ทั้ง4 สกิลเลยก็คือ speaking writing listening แล้วก็ reading ต้องใช้หมดเลยก็คือสามารถใช้ IELTS TOEFL หรือว่า Duolingo ก็ได้ซึ่งเดี๋ยว Duolingo เนี่ยเจ้าหน้าที่เขาจะ double check ให้อีกทีหนึ่งเนาะ
And just to add, I think to what you said, just in terms of the English language requirement, it is really important that you do have a strong grasp or understanding and usage of English. I think because it is in the online world, it is important that you have that strong understanding so that you are comfortable with the program and the material as you're studying.
Okay, thank you. โอเคน้องๆมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมครับมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมเอ่ยสามารถเปิดไมค์ถามได้เลยนะหรือว่าอย่างที่พี่หยกแจ้งไปคือพิมพ์มาในแชทบอกก็ได้นะครับมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมเอ่ยพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยมาก็ได้นะเดี๋ยวพี่ถามเจ้าหน้าที่เขาให้นะครับ มีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมเอ่ยโอเคถ้าเราไม่มีคำถามเพิ่มเติมนะครับตัวนี้เดี๋ยวพี่ขออนุญาตให้กับเจ้าหน้าที่เขาปิดงานเนาะมีคำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมโอเคก็ถ้าเกิดว่าน้องๆคนไหนนะครับมีคำถามหลังจากวันนี้แล้วนะครับสามารถโทรเข้ามาถามที่ SIUK ได้เลยหรือว่าติดต่อกับพี่คอนซัลท์ที่ดูแลน้องๆแต่ละคนได้เลยเนาะโอเคโอเคถ้าอย่างนั้นขอบคุณน้องๆทุกคนนะครับที่เข้ามาฟังเจ้าหน้าที่เขาพรีเซนต์วันนี้เนาะแล้วเดี๋ยวถ้าเกิดว่ามีคำถามอย่างไรก็เดี๋ยวอย่างที่พี่หยกแจ้งไปสามารถสอบถามเข้ามาทาง SIUK หรือว่าติดต่อพี่ๆคอนซัลท์ได้เลยเนาะ Alright, Kathy, thank you for today. I think there is no more questions from the students.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. It was really nice to speak to everyone today.
Okay, thank you. See you
Thanks so
later.
much. Take care.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye. โอเคขอบคุณครับ